Ever since Battlefield 5 came out, I keep getting the question, what are the best weapons for each class in the game? So today we're gonna start with the Assault. Which weapons should you play with? Essentially, the thing about Assault class in Battlefield 5 is that pretty much all of the weapons available for the class are very good. You will do well with all of them no matter which one you pick, but there are some of them which stand out a bit more and make it a lot, or maybe not a lot, but a bit easier to score kills and get the competitive advantage over your enemies. So, number 1, the Sturmgewehr 1.5, the standard assault weapon, the one you start playing with after you get into the game. We don't really have access to any detailed statistics at the time of me recording this video, but essentially the weapon has 31 bullets in the magazine and quite impressive 670 rate of fire, which make it a great weapon for short to medium range combat. Also, if you just started playing Battlefield 5, it is a very good weapon for learning the recoil control in the game. Once you reach level 4 on your weapon, make sure to go to the specializations and reset them and set them up the way I'm showing you on the screen right now, because, trust me, this weapon works best when you optimize it for the highest accuracy while aiming down the sights. Hipfire accuracy on this gun, it doesn't make sense to improve it. You're gonna benefit from having high ADS accuracy so much more on this assault rifle and pretty much on all of the other weapons in the game as well, but speaking of the Sturmgewehr 1.5, you will get much better results if you go with the ADS optimization. So don't ask the questions, just go with this, trust me, it works best. Next weapon, the M1907. If you guys played Battlefield 1, you probably remember the weapon being available there for the medic class, but this time around it's for the assault and it kind of resembles the Automatico from Battlefield 1, because it has the highest rate of fire in the game, 770 rounds per minute, and adding to that 16 round magazine and 21 round magazine if you go with the extended magazine specialization, which I highly do recommend. When it comes to the M1907, many people will tell you that maxing out the specializations for the hipfire will be the best choice to go with, but I'm personally using, again, the optimization for ADS with this gun, and even though it's really good for the hipfire, I'm still going with the specialization tree that you can see on the screen right now. If you're in the game, just pause the video and copy the specializations. It's really the simplest way. I don't necessarily want to go over every single thing, because you either optimize your weapon for hipfire or for ADS, and I personally think there is no sense in optimizing any of the weapons in Battlefield 5, at least for the assault class, for the hipfire, because you can't really take the advantage of the hipfire in this game due to how sloppy the side-to-side movement is. You can't really strafe side to side while using the weapon from the hip, so you might as well stop and aim down the sights, because that's really more effective than hip firing. Naturally, that is in the majority of the situations. If someone straight runs into you, of course, it is better to go with hip fire in such situation, but in the average scenario, it's always better to just aim down the sights in this game. So, we had the M1907, which is probably the best weapon in Battlefield 5 when it comes to close quarter engagements. Now, what about longer distances? Which of the weapons should you go for when you go for the long range combat? Welcome, the Turner SMLE, the best weapon for the assault class. And I'm not kidding. If you play with this gun and you feel like it's not good, that's because you don't have the specializations for it. But once you unlock all of the specializations and go with this skill tree, again, if you're playing the game or if you have the game enabled right now, just pause the video and copy the specializations. As you can hear, my voice is slowly going away, but we're gonna get through it, we're gonna get all of the weapons before I die. So yeah, as I was saying, Turner SMLE, 360 rate of fire combined with 3-shot kill into the chest, and also having 20 bullets in the magazine after you upgrade it in the specializations, is literally the perfect weapon to go with. In my not so humble opinion, this is the best weapon in Battlefield 5 right now. And you will need to learn how to play with it, because it requires some aiming. You actually have to hit those shots, you can just spray and pray because it's single fire, but once you get used to it, it's so incredibly easy to take out the enemies. Trust me, like, look at the gameplay. It looks like I'm shooting bots, because the enemies don't even have time to react. And don't get me wrong, I'm well aware we also have the Gewehr 43, the M1A1, or even the Selbs that are 1916, and they're all good, but using Turner SMLE is so much easier and more effective that if you're looking for the ultimate weapon for the assault class, this is it. You found it. This is it. Like, that's the weapon you go with if you want to destroy everyone. The thing that makes the weapon so good is the whole Battlefield 5 structure and design, because realistically, the whole game is designed around keeping a medium distance between you and the enemies. You aren't really supposed to run into the objective and hip fire, jump, quickscope everyone around, because you're gonna die pretty quickly. So if you decide to play the way Battlefield 5 was designed to be played most effectively and combine it with Turner SMLE, that's it. It's game over for the enemies, trust me, like, this is it. You just keep farming kills. That's it. And the last, but not least, the most universal weapon to play with for the assault class, the STG-44. If you played Battlefield 5 Alpha, you probably remember STG being a little bit too powerful and it got nerfed. But it doesn't mean that the weapon isn't good. It is still a very good weapon for pretty much all of the engagement ranges. It is not great at any of them, but it's good on all of them. So it's kind of like a jack of all trades for the assault class, where you can do good on the short distance, you can do good on the medium range, and you can even extend it to the long distances if you switch to the single fire mode. 600 rate of fire, 31 bullets in the magazine, and pretty decent recoil control, although it's not that easy when you hop into the game for the first time, but if you play with it for a couple of rounds and adjust your sensitivity of the mouse properly, or of the controller in case you play on console, you're gonna dominate with it, trust me. And speaking of the specializations, once again, I optimize my weapon for the ADS. So if you want to copy the specializations, just pause the video, copy them, and come back to watching in about a minute or so. Alright, assuming someone actually did pause the video, welcome back. One more question. How do you play with the STG? And the answer is pretty much however you want. Because, as I already mentioned, the weapon isn't great at any of the engagement ranges, but it's very good on all of them. So it's like, you can do whatever you want with this weapon, you're still gonna be effective, if you of course don't start moving while you shoot with it, because once you do so, your recoil will start going crazy, so just keep in mind, stand still, don't move while shooting. Also, if you guys are new to the game, here is one tip that you can apply to all of your assault rifles. If you start shooting, you can always crouch, because it will reduce your recoil. It will be a bit easier to control the weapon, and it will be much more accurate. And that would be it for the best weapons of the assault class in Battlefield 5. But before you click off, I want to mention two quite important things. First, the Gewehr 1.5, the level 20 assault weapon that you have to grind so much for, it's not really worth it, so don't spend time grinding for it, you're gonna be disappointed, it's not even fully automatic. I'm gonna make a separate video about the level 20 weapons, but just so you know, the assault isn't really that worth it. And also, if you're watching this video a couple of days from when I posted it, there is a big chance I already produced a similar video for support, medic or recon. If I did it already, you will be able to see the link to the playlist on the screen right now, which contains all of those videos. If I didn't, well, just subscribe and stay tuned for those videos. Anyway guys, that would be it for this video. Let me know down in the comments what is your favorite weapon for the assault class in Battlefield 5, and as always, if you enjoyed, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you on the battlefield.